Hi everyone. So I've gotten to really enjoy doing these blind comparisons. So let's do another one. And this will be a real blind comparison, not an April Fool's one. We are going to do a Sazerac single barrel blind comparison between these two bottles. John J. Bowman single barrel 100 proof, Benchmark single barrel 95 proof. So a few videos ago, to my surprise, and probably a lot of people's, this Benchmark single barrel beat this E.H. Taylor small batch in a blind. I was as surprised as you are. But this is a continuing trend that I've been showing in some of my blinds. And again, not knowing which is which, it's just the real results. But it's a continuing trend that I'm showing that the quality and the taste and all the great components of a whiskey are not necessarily tied to the price. And that you can get a really good tasting whiskey for not necessarily a lot of money, and the fact that something's more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's good, or that if something is twice as expensive as something else doesn't mean it's twice as good. So that seems to be the trend with these benchmarks. The Benchmark Full Proof, even though it lost most of the blinds, it was going against some high proof, similarly high proof, but much more expensive bottles, and it hung in there with them. In fact, actually beat one of them, which was the Bullet Barrel Proof, and the ones that it lost to really was close, much closer than it should be, considering that that's 23 and others were way up there in price. In this case, and in the case with this one, this is a $27 bottle, Benchmark single barrel. I saw a 28 somewhere, but it's the most expensive of the Benchmark line. And this was a bargain at $80, and it's so much more, $200 north in New Jersey. And I think that their single barrel, the EHC single barrel, is even better than that. There's no way, in my opinion, that this would have beaten the EHC single barrel, but it did beat the small batch. And actually, now that I think about it, it is believable because of the fact that that single barrel is, in my opinion, much better than the small batch. But now I want to see the same thing, now that this is on a roll, a kind of a similar comparison, although not maybe as extreme in price. Benchmark single barrel, $27. The John J. Bowman single barrel that I was able to get in Bottle King by my office in North Jersey is a $50 plus bottle by me in New Jersey. I think I paid maybe $53 or something in that range. So you're looking at about, this is twice the price of this. I call it a Sazerac single barrel blind because these are both owned by Sazerac. The Benchmark is the Buffalo Trace Distillery, and the John J. Bowman is the A. Smith Bowman Distillery. Sazerac owns both of these brands as well as the Barton 1792 Distillery. And the proofs are very similar here. 95 proof, 100 proof, not a bottled and bond, just regular 100 proof. The age may be a difference here because I've read that this, even though it's not officially age stated, the John J. Bowman, I read, could be as old as 9 to 10 years old, although I'm doubtful of that. Certainly older than, but it's certainly older than this, which is around 4 years old. Mash bill. The Benchmark is the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill number 1. And as far as the John J. Bowman, although it's not really official, it is rumored that it does originate from the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill number 1. So this, I thought, actually, looking at my shelf, this would be a really good comparison. I think from here on, shortly, we're going to get into some weeded blinds because I have a few bottles that I want to open and have some good comparisons with that. But for now, let's pour these up, mix them up, and we will get started. Okay, so we have these poured up, mixed up, have no idea which is which. Didn't really look that closely at the color, but I'm still going to look ahead. Didn't notice anything tremendously different. But I don't want to even see the labels at the bottom or anything like that. So let's get into the nose. Okay, both are pretty bright noses. Say I'm getting a little bit nose, maybe a little bit more nose here, but the all-important test is the palate. Cheers. Cheers. Now, I'm just thinking about, 5 proof points in general isn't really going to be tremendous to, I can't, if it was 95 proof and 130, that's different, but these are close enough. 5 proof points, you really can't tell which is which in terms of which is the higher proof. All right. I said I got more nose out of this glass, getting a little bit more taste out of this glass. So I would say of the two of them, I prefer this glass here. Okay, John J. Bowman, benchmark. Okay, so what are we saying here? A couple of things. First of all, I'm saying that the John J. Bowman I preferred, single barrel I preferred over the benchmark single barrel. In turn, I'm also saying that this, by process of the fact that this beat this, in a sense, I'm saying this is better than the E.H. Taylor small batch also. Look, this is a really good bottle. I enjoy this one. But did it absolutely slaughter the benchmark single barrel? No. It's twice the price. This isn't as extreme an example as the E.H. Taylor small batch. I just can't believe that this one beat that, and now this one beat this. So, at the same time, you know, this is a good bottle. I know that the A. Smith Bowman Barrel Proof I heard is really good. That I haven't seen anywhere. I would certainly grab that if I saw it. But in this particular case, the John J. Bowman does beat the benchmark single barrel by a little bit. It just had a little bit more nose and a little bit more on the taste. Let's just try this once more. Yeah, a little bit more flavor coming out of that one. So for this one, John J. Bowman single barrel wins. Again, this is twice the price of this. Was it twice as good? It was better. I don't know about twice as good, but again, this is $27 and a really good value. It doesn't disprove the point, because the point is that none of these benchmark in any of these blinds was never absolutely, just annihilated. It never was. It either came really close and hung in, it lost, but there's a huge difference in price, or in a couple of cases it won. But it always, competed. Let's put it that way. In this case, John J. Bowman single barrel for the win. Really good. Twice the price. This, still a good value. Cheers.